Hi there, and welcome to the SubFinder tutorial for substitutes. My name is Max, and in this tutorial, I'll briefly take you through the basics of SubFinder. We'll start with an overview of what SubFinder is and how it works. Then we'll take a look at how to shop for and review job assignments, manage your availability, and how to review your personal information. So what is SubFinder? It's an employee absence management and substitute placement system used by organizations throughout North America. Substitutes like you can shop for jobs which you are qualified for and willing to work. You will be presented with job opportunities based on criteria defined by your Human Resources Department. SubFinder is always available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week via the telephone and internet, so you can access the system at any time. To access SubFinder via the telephone, call your organization's dedicated SubFinder phone number and follow the system prompts. Your telephone options are outlined in the SubFinder user guide, which your central office may have provided to you. To access SubFinder via the internet, simply enter your organization's SubFinder web address into your internet browser. Click the Go button or click Enter on the keyboard and the login screen will appear. Enter your last name in the username field and your PIN in the password field. Then click the Submit button. Your password is the same PIN that you use to access SubFinder via the phone. If you have any problems, you should contact your central SubFinder operator, and they will be able to assist you. This is your SubFinder welcome screen. You may see messages from your central office posted in this area from time to time. On the left side of the screen are your menu options for navigating through SubFinder. These include Available Jobs, Current Jobs, Personal Information, DND and Unavailable, Tutorial, and Logout. Let's start at the top with viewing available jobs. The Available Jobs screen displays a list of the jobs which you are qualified to work. If you've been requested for assignments, those jobs will appear at the top of the list. The job opportunities listed below are based on your assignment to a preference or skills list. Take note of the lock column. If your organization has chosen to display locked jobs, you will see an X next to the records that are locked by another user. There are a number of reasons why a job may be locked. For example, someone may be editing the details, or another substitute may be reviewing it via the phone or web. You can refresh the list and monitor the lock status by clicking on the Available Jobs button. If you are interested in a particular assignment, you can review the job details by clicking the Select button within the Job ID column. Once you enter the details screen, you will have a set amount of time to express your interest in working the assignment. The maximum time allotted for job review may vary depending on the value your organization decided to use. The details will include who you will be working for, job position, the location, work dates and times, and the itinerant schedule when applicable. You may also see that text-based special instructions and/or a file attachment have been left by the person who created the assignment. To view a file attachment, simply click on the hyperlink provided. If the job was entered via the telephone and special instructions were recorded, you will be instructed to call SubFinder to hear the message. Your organization may also choose to provide basic directions to the site. Click on the Site Directions link to review those directions. Depending on how your organization configured certain settings within SubFinder, you may be presented with up to 3 options for expressing your interest in the job: Yes, No, or Return to Available Jobs. If you select Yes, SubFinder will verify that you are still eligible for the job, provide the job number confirming your placement in the assignment, and return you to the Available Jobs grid list. Now let's say you want to review jobs you've previously committed to work. Simply click on the Current Jobs button. As you can see, this displays all of your assignments for the current year, past, present, and future, including the job ID, the name of the absent employee, position, special instructions link, location, dates and times, a link to the itinerant schedule if one exists, as well as a link to add or edit substitute notes. If you would like to review special instructions, site directions, or the itinerant schedule, simply click on the corresponding hyperlink. Clicking on the Job ID button will take you to the Details screen. Depending on your organization's settings, you will be presented with up to 3 options: Cancel Job, Report Absence, and Return to Current Jobs. Canceling the job will remove you from the entire assignment, at which time it will be made available to other qualified substitutes. If you are in a multiple day job and need to report an absence for a portion of the assignment, click Report Absence, enter the dates and times associated with the absence and select a reason. Next, you need to choose your job type. Depending on your organization settings, you may be presented with up to 3 options: Prearranged Substitute, Requested Substitute, and Substitute Required. If you prearrange a substitute, SubFinder will automatically place that person in the assignment. Prearranging assumes that you made personal contact with the individual and they verbally commit to working for you. SubFinder will not call a prearranged sub. SubFinder will contact a requested substitute exclusively for a period of time as defined by your HR department. If the person does not express interest in the assignment before the deadline is met, SubFinder will automatically release the job to other qualified substitutes. By selecting Substitute Required, SubFinder will display your job to substitutes qualified to work the position based on the preference and skills list assigned to the employee for whom you will be working. You can leave text-based special instructions for the substitute to notify them of any important information related to the job, such as where the lesson plan is located. Once you've entered the required information, click Save. You will then be provided with a message confirming that your absence was saved. Substitute Notes is an optional feature that your organization may choose to implement. Only if the feature is being used by your organization will you see this column within the grid list. This feature allows you to provide valuable feedback regarding your time in the position to the absent employee, administrator, and the system's operator. Substitute Notes can be added once a job is started and edited at any time, so if you're in a multi-day assignment, you can update the notes as often as necessary. To enter your notes, click inside the text box and begin typing. Keep in mind, the employee, administrators, and the operators will be able to see your message once it has been posted, so make sure you're comfortable with what you've entered before clicking Save. Once you click Save, you will be presented with a message confirming the addition of your notes. Simply click the Edit link to review the notes you've previously added or to make any changes you feel are necessary. Now let's check out your personal information stored in SubFinder. Be aware that most of this information is view-only. I'll be sure to note any fields your organization may allow you to modify. Changes to non-editable fields will have to be made through your SubFinder operator at your central office. If you are permitted to make changes to any of the following information, please be sure to click the Save button before leaving that tab. Across the top of the personal information screen, you will see your name, SubFinder employee ID, PIN, and employee number. You may also have the ability to change your PIN. Please keep in mind your PIN must be numeric, as it is also used to access SubFinder via the telephone. Below you will see several tabs which include General Information, Address, Certification, Availability, Schedule, Sites, and finally Positions. Starting with the General Information tab, you will see your home site if one has been assigned, the maximum number of days you can work in a given year, your total days worked for the year, total days worked in a certified position, the maximum number of hours you can work per week, your date of hire, the date you were added into the SubFinder system, and whether or not you are a certified or classified substitute. It's important to know that if your organization has not defined a maximum number of days to work per year or a maximum number of hours to work per week, those fields will be left blank. In addition to displaying your address, this tab also includes your telephone number and email address. This is the number that SubFinder uses when calling you, so make sure it's accurate. Your email address may be used if your organization has opted to send certain email notifications regarding the status of your jobs. The email notifications may be sent anytime you've been requested or prearranged for an assignment, placed in one from a permanent substitute list, if one of your jobs has been modified or canceled, or to remind you of an upcoming job. Your central SubFinder operator will be able to tell you if they are using the email notifications feature. Depending on the permissions granted by your organization, you may be able to enter or edit your email address. The Certification tab displays any certifications you have along with their expiration dates. Depending on your organization's settings, you may receive an email notification prior to a certificate expiring as a reminder to renew. If one or more of your certifications has expired, you will not be eligible to shop for jobs. Please be sure to contact your SubFinder operator to update any expired certifications. Next, we have the Availability tab. This is an important tab for substitutes. This tab shows your standard availability on a daily basis. You have the option to enter specific from and to times indicating your availability, or simply enter the minimum or maximum number of hours you are available on any given day. You can change your availability for each day of the week, but keep in mind any change entered here will impact the jobs which you can view online or via the telephone. For example, if you enter 0 for your maximum hours to work on Tuesday, jobs that occur on or include a Tuesday will be excluded from your list of available jobs. The Schedule tab displays a 2-month color-coded scrolling calendar which will display days on which you're scheduled to work in green and any days on which you've set your availability to 0 in pink. You can use the left and right arrows to advance through the calendar 1 month at a time. The next tab we'll take a look at is the Sites tab. This tab displays the locations that your organization has assigned to you. You may have the ability to manage this list on your own. To remove a site from your Will Work At list, select the checkbox next to the site's name and click the right arrows. It's important to note that any changes you make to this list will directly impact the jobs included in your available jobs list the next time you shop for jobs. Be sure to save any changes you've made before leaving this tab. Lastly, we have the Positions tab. This tab displays the job positions you've said you're willing to work, or those which you are qualified to work. This information can only be modified by the central office, so you'll need to contact your system's operator to request any changes to the list. Displaying the Sites and Positions tab is optional, and your organization may have chosen to disable them. If you have any questions about these tabs, please contact your SubFinder operator. We are going to now discuss the Do Not Disturb, or DND, and Unavailable menu option. Before we get started, though, let's define what each term means. There may be times when you do not want SubFinder to actively call you with job opportunities, in which case you can create a Do Not Disturb for a specific date or date range. Creating a DND does not mean that you are not able to work. The system will simply not call you during that period. You can still call or log in to SubFinder to shop for jobs at your convenience. In the event you're unable to work for a day or so due to a prior commitment, you can enter an Unavailable. For example, while you're typically able to work Monday through Friday, you've decided to take a trip with your family next week and can't work, in which case you would enter an Unavailable record for that date range. It's important to note, SubFinder may still call you in the evening during an unavailable date range for jobs that occur in the future. To get started, simply click the Add Record button. Select the type of record you wish to create from the drop-down list. Enter the start date and time and the end date and time. If you're entering a multiple-day record, you'll need to specify whether it's the same times daily or for the total date range, and then click Add Record. This saves the record and takes you back to the original screen. If you would like to review the DND/unavailable records you've previously created, simply enter the desired date range and then click the Review Records button. All DND and unavailable records entered for the time frame will appear. At this point, you may edit or delete any DND or unavailable by clicking on the appropriate record's Edit or Delete button. The tutorial, which you are currently viewing, provides step-by-step instructions on using SubFinder. You may navigate through the tutorial at any time and watch it as many times as you like. Our final step is to log out of SubFinder. To do this, click on the Logout button. If you would like to log back in again, simply type your username and password and then click the Submit button. On behalf of CRS Advanced Technology, I want to thank you for allowing me to take you through this brief tutorial of SubFinder. It's been my pleasure to speak with you, and I look forward to talking with you in the near future. We encourage you to contact your central SubFinder office if you have any additional questions or are in need of assistance.